Hey everybody, Dave Bazanko here. Character is about what you do when no one else is watching, no one else is around, and that's where your true leadership skills really start to develop. So whether you're on your own training for an Ironman or you're trying to create a YouTube channel and people simply aren't tuning into you yet or paying attention, this is where true leadership and character are born. And when you think about self-motivation, what motivates you to go out and do hard things when no one is paying attention, right? That's where you commit to a goal. And as a leader, you say, I'm going to do this. This is a place that I have to get to. And what I do between point A and point B is what I'm going to do when no one is watching, no one is paying attention. I actually got an Ironman tattoo on the back of my right calf. I got that after my first Ironman. And it doesn't represent crossing the finish line. It represents every single minute and hour and day I spent training for thousands of kilometers of cycling and running and swimming by myself where nobody cared and no one was watching. Yes, on race day when you cross that finish line or when you're running through town, people will cheer and that's exciting, but that's really, the icing on the cake. That is not the day-to-day grind of what being self-motivated and what leadership really looks like. Leadership is about what you do when no one else is watching. So my name is Dave Bazanko, and if you're new to this channel, this is a channel for helping dads develop resilience strategies across all four pillars of their life, which are personal, professional, physical, and financial resilience. And I really focus in, I think, a lot on the physical and the personal side a lot because that's where my passion lies. I'm a multiple Ironman triathlete, and I've taken a lot of the experiences and lessons that I've learned, and I've brought that back into how you can turn those experiences as I share these stories with you into practical advice that you could use for your life. So if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to our channel. I've got a pretty fun promotion going on right now where I'm challenging my audience to grow my subscriber base, and based on the number of subscribers I get, I'm either going to do a half Ironman this summer or potentially a full Ironman in November, again based on the number of subscribers I get and the number of people who want to come along on this journey with me. So yesterday we had a bit of a snowstorm here. I live in Canada, it's January, these things tend to happen, and as I was shoveling my driveway, one of my neighbors pulled up in his truck and he called me over. So I went over and says, "Hey Doug, what's up?" And he says, "Hey Dave, my youngest son Braden is thinking about doing a half Ironman this summer." And I says, "Oh really, which one?" And he said, "Ironman Muskoka." And I says, "Me too." And he says, "Would you mind spending some time with him? Because he doesn't want to listen to his dad, but you've got so much experience as an Ironman triathlete. Would you mind spending some time with him?" And that just reiterates why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because people look up to me as somebody with experience, 18 years of experience now, doing endurance sport, 15 of those years as an Ironman triathlete. And I've learned a thing or two. And what I'm going to be doing over the next 6 to 8 months, depending on which race I do, I'm going to be doing a weekly vlog on absolutely every single week of the journey of starting my training and getting right up to race day. And you may never consider doing an Ironman, but why this might be important to you is because whatever goal you set for yourself in life, you can take the same principles that I'm about to teach you and apply that to any goal you set for yourself, whether it's a fitness goal, a weight management goal, a personal goal, a financial goal. That's what this channel is about. It's about helping people, helping men, helping dads develop these resilient strategies so they can experience more health and happiness in life. That's really my ultimate goal. So again, today what's coming up is we're going to be talking about character. And character is what you do when no one is watching. Now, I do watch a lot of videos here on YouTube, and I see a lot of younger people. I'll say people in their, say, 20 to 30 age range who are putting out videos about their first Ironman journey. And that's great. I love that. I get inspired by watching these kids do these things. But I'm 58, and I don't see a lot of 58-year-olds out there putting out Ironman journeys or talking about the challenges that 58-year-olds have in trying to lose belly fat. These young kids didn't have 58 years of eating to deposit here. They're still young, their metabolism is high, you know, they're good looking kids and they're out there making these great videos. They got lots of followers. It's really inspiring, you know, fantastic. Good on them. But I'm going to tell you, make a video when you're 58 and we'll see how we compare. My videos will be here. I want to see your videos when you're 58 and see the challenges that you're faced with. Maybe not the prettiest face anymore, maybe not the stealthest of bodies, but we're working on it and we're going to get back to where we find our happy place. And that's kind of what the challenge is here today, is talk about how you can be inspired to become self-motivated to go down that journey to reach a goal. But it all comes down to character and what you do when no one is watching. And when my kids were, when my daughter specifically was rowing, and when my son rowed, but he was playing hockey, here's where I rubbed off on them, because my mentality was, if you're going to do something, do it right. And practice is the place you figure these things out. And I remember one of the dads, when my son was playing hockey, they were doing hockey drills where they had to go and skate to a line. And I said to my son, you know, when I was in high school playing basketball and we had to do lines, that meant we were sprinting up and down the gym and having to touch every single line. I said, if my coach saw any of us did not touch a line, all of us did the whole thing again. So in my mind, character is about doing what you said you were going to do and doing it 100%. So it was funny. I would watch my son, and they would be doing lines on the ice, and he was one of the only kids that would actually go to the red line, the goal line on the other side of the rink, and actually hit it, not stop 5 feet in front of it. And one of the other dads mentioned that to me. He says, "Your kid always hits the red line." I says, "That's what he grew up with. That's my mentality. That's what he's learned from me." Maybe that's saying something about them. I don't know. But my daughter, you know, when she was rowing, same thing. You know, if she set her mind to hit a certain time on the erg, or to row at a certain pace, she didn't mail it in. She always gave it 100%, even when she was in pain, because she did experience pain with her body from transitioning from a dancer to a rower. And I'll say, when you're rowing, and even when you're doing triathlon, everything is moving this way. When you're dancing, you're all over the place. And combining those two, she realized that she may have injured herself in her hips while she was dancing. And that didn't parlay too well into her rowing career. And ever since high school, she's struggled with her hips because of sort of some of the things she did when she was dancing. And we're trying to work on that to make sure that she can have that health and happiness that she's looking for as well. But again, today we're talking about self-motivation. So let's dive into it. So when it comes to character and leadership and self-motivation, the first thing you have to do is you have to establish a plan. And it's got to be a plan that you believe in. So right now, I'm going through the process of doing my homework again. I'm reading the Triathlete's Bible. I'm planning out my next year as a master's Ironman triathlete. My environment, because I'm older, has changed over the last 15 years. So I require different training parameters. The volume, the way that I train, the volume of training that I do, the amount of rest and recovery that I do, the way I fuel my body for training, it's not the same as when I'm just surviving my everyday life. And having to kind of go back and relearn those things and make a plan that I completely believe in, that is step one. So if you want to be self-motivated, you have to establish a plan. But then nobody's here to force you to do it, right? That's where character comes in. If you say that you're the type of person who's going to do a certain thing, then having good character means that what you do when no one else is watching is you execute the plan. You don't take shortcuts. You deliver on the promise you made to yourself. So that's step one. Step two is being disciplined. So once you've got that plan in place, again, execute on it. There are no shortcuts. So when you think about something like endurance sport or Ironman training, if I missed a week for vacation and tried to make up for that week in the next week's workouts, what's going to happen is I'm going to get overtraining issues and injuries. And you just simply can't play catch up. If you're thinking about how you're investing financially, maybe you want to be financially resilient. If you say to yourself, well, I'm not going to invest for the next 6 months because I want to save my money to go on this vacation, but I'll make up for it when I'm done. I'll put twice as much money in the bank when I'm done. It doesn't work because the money's not there. The idea is once you've created a plan for yourself, then you have to be disciplined enough to invest in that plan every day and not take shortcuts, because shortcuts are the fastest way to failure and to not reaching your goals. And that leads me to step number 3, which is trust the process. If you believe in the plan, then you have to understand that it's going to take you from point A to point B. You got to trust that process. You got to put in the work. You can't question it. So when I think about my YouTube journey, right now I'm following the same trajectory that every new YouTuber faces. I have a process. I have a plan. It's going to take me 3 years to get to where I want to be, but it's going to require me putting in the work, developing the character of the type of person who would show up every day and do the work, follow the plan, don't take shortcuts. Because here's the way it works on YouTube, is you lay a foundation of a body of work. And then eventually enough people discover you and start commenting, the algorithm picks up on that. And when they discover you and come back to your channel, they realize, oh, there's a whole wealth of knowledge here. Maybe I'm going to take a deep dive and go into all this. And then all of a sudden, all your views go up and your subscriptions go up. And all of a sudden, you're becoming that person on YouTube, that leader on YouTube that you always aspired to be. But overnight success on YouTube typically takes consistency at about 3 years. If I relate that to doing an Ironman, well, going from 0 to doing an Ironman typically takes 2 years. If you have like zero physical fitness at all, like zero, it's going to take 2 to 3 years to get you from nothing to that finish line. But your body's amazing, is an amazing thing. It will adapt to your new lifestyle. It will adapt if you think about it and plan it accordingly, and just grow 5%, every week, 1% a day in what you're doing. Eventually, over time, you're going to get to where you want to be. But that growth isn't going to happen overnight. That growth is going to happen when you're out walking or running or going to the gym and putting in quality time, not just showing up and punching a clock. A lot of people go to the gym, and this is why I personally don't like going to public gyms, is because a lot of people spend a lot of time standing around. You may have slotted an hour to do your workout, but in most cases, people are standing around waiting for their turn to get on a piece of equipment, and that is ineffective time. Whereas I've chosen sports where when I get into the water, when I get onto the road, either to run or to ride, when I hit my home gym, it is me alone. Don't have to wait for anybody. I just execute on the plan. So if any of this has been helpful for you at all, I would love to, if you could give a like, maybe do a share, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to post a lot of value over the next, 2, 3, 4, how many years it goes on for. But I'm going to be giving perspective from the age that I'm at now. I'm really excited. I get inspired by these young kids on YouTube who are creating these wonderful videos. But, while it's inspiring and fun to watch, I see them making mistakes. And those mistakes come from experience. And they don't have the experience yet to know what mistakes they're making. So hopefully this channel might give you a little bit more perspective from somebody who's been in the trenches for, 58 years and has maybe different experiences to bring to the party. But hopefully this will be just as inspiring as watching those young fit kids go off and do their thing. So if you like this video, tomorrow what we're going to be talking about right here is we're going to be talking about how our kids need better mentors in their lives. Now, you might say, hey, that's a shot at me. No, it's not. I just want to go through what mentorship looks like and why it's important, because guess what? Your kids are watching you. They're going to grow up to be just like you. So be the hero, be the person, be the leader they hope you'll be. Okay? That's in this video right here. That's coming up tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. And by the way, almost forgot, we are on day number 23 of our 30-day challenge. Almost forgot to check that off. Okay, everybody, see you in tomorrow's video.